evening, folks. I'm student meteorologist Dylan Leith here.
And I'm student meteorologist Michael Onnen. And Dylan, I think we can both agree today was a great day in terms of temperature.
Yeah, I thought it was all right. I don't know. I made the mistake of wearing jeans this morning, realizing it was a little too warm for jeans and then changing into shorts by the afternoon. It's one of those days.
Yeah, I started off with the shorts in the morning. I thought, yeah, 70 is the threshold for shorts weather.
It was comfortable today. Honestly, in shorts, it's not bad. A little on the warm side in the morning, but again, not too bad of conditions. And we have a little bit of nice conditions, one more day of that.
Yeah, and compared to earlier in the week, I'm really enjoying these warmer conditions. Yeah, it will come with a few storms, possibly on Sunday into Monday, but it's warmer. I like warmer weather.
Yeah, warmer weather is nice. People can go back out to the pool, out to the beach, get some rays. It's more spring-like activities, as you're accustomed to saying.
Spring-like activities, and we will have some of those activities as all of our sports teams are across the nation, so we'll have that later in the show.
Yeah, we'll have all your events coming up. We'll have your severe weather that's possibly coming back this weekend. We'll have a lot more coming up on today's show, but right now, Sarah's going to give us an overview of what to expect.
69 degrees with partly cloudy skies, so a beautiful day out there. As you said, I had a hoodie on, and I had to take that off because it was pretty sweaty out there. Current conditions right now of our satellite and radar, just seeing those high altitude light clouds, but the big story that we're going to be talking about in this show is this low pressure system off into Colorado that's going to be coming to the southeast, possibly bringing in some severe weather. But here in Tallahassee, just going to be dodging some scattered showers and storms. Now your 3-day forecast going to be sitting in that hot pattern trend as we have 78 on to Saturday. And then rain chances pop back up, so definitely have your umbrella on you at hand. And then tapping off at our high spot at Monday at 80 degrees with some chance of some lingering showers out there. Now our headlines for today for the show is that warm-up trend is going to continue. We'll have a front move in through on Sunday, and then a warm work week as we get into next work week, ending out the spring semester, and into spring break. But for now, I'm going to send things back over to the desk.
Thank you very much, Sarah. And coming up on today's show, we got your Metro segment with Albuquerque, New Mexico, and now we're going to pick your next week one.
Well, not next week,
right,
because next week we're not going to have a show because of spring break coming up 2 weeks from now, so this is going to be 3 weeks from now.
Yeah, you're going to have to wait just a little bit to see whatever state we pick right now. And Michael, would you like to pick the state?
Oh, the Metro.
Metro. Sorry,
Metro.
I keep saying this.
Okay. And we have Rochester, New York.
Hey,
so
somewhere different.
Yeah, up towards Lake Effect region, basically.
Yeah, not seeing those warm conditions like they are in Albuquerque, but they are seeing some rain there, right?
Yeah, some rain actually going into the weekend because of that frontal system. So it might be a little bit interesting. Might get some late March snow by the time we forecast Rochester by the end of the month.
Yeah, but if you want to hear about another metro region, even if you consider Tallahassee a metro region, Sarah will have that right now.
Yeah, thanks, guys. We were pretty much on average day, a pretty average day of our high hitting at 72 degrees, but we were a bit chilly, though, in that morning time at 38. So you may have need your jacket on for that morning, but needed to shed those layers as you got into the afternoon time. Current conditions right now, again, is 69 degrees with that partly sunny skies. We have the southeast wind at 8 miles per hour, so pretty nice, bringing in a little bit of that cool breeze out there as you're walking around into class. Now zooming out into the Big Bend area, all around sitting in those 70s and a few 60s here. 69 into Tallahassee, Quincy at 72, Mariana at 71, but all around going to be sitting in that sunshine and partly cloudy skies. Now our current dew points are on the rise as we are in that shift of those southerly winds, bringing in that Gulf moisture, as you can see with these winds right here, bringing a lot of that moisture out there. So pretty much we are comfortable right now, as we did see dry conditions yesterday, but pretty nice right now. But we're going to see these dew points start to increase as we get into the rest of the day. Now for satellite and radar, just going to be seeing more of those high altitude light clouds. But as we get into this national picture, we do have some rain going on into the southeast. But overall, just going to be staying over there as we have that stationary front. And the big story is that low pressure system over here in Colorado that's going to push its way through into the southeast, bringing in severe weather. But for us, maybe just going to be sitting into a couple scattered showers and storms. Nothing too serious like we had last week. Now moving into the next 24 hours, going to be sitting in that pattern of those southerly winds, bringing in that Gulf moisture. So definitely going to be maybe sitting in that icky, sticky pattern as we get into the next work week, and also with those warm temperatures as well. So a little bit uncomfortable out there, but a good time to go out to the beach as we have clear conditions on into Saturday. So definitely if you want to go out to the res, definitely would want to go out. But make sure to always stay hydrated and always make sure to reapply that sunscreen. It won't be until Sunday, though, into the afternoon time that we're going to be seeing the shift of those winds coming out from the north. Now for our storm outlook, just going to be sitting in that marginal risk. So nothing too serious. Could possibly maybe see an isolated severe thunderstorm, but overall just going to be just dodging a shower here or there. So if you do hear thunder roar, go indoors and make sure to stay weather aware. Now for tonight's forecast, going to be sitting pretty nice out there. It's 49 degrees in Tallahassee, 50 in Quincy, and then 53 in Bainbridge. So maybe one of those few nights you may need a jacket as you're going out on the town, but overall a very nice night. Now, as we said, clear conditions and clear skies on a Saturday. Definitely want to go out to the beach. Pretty refreshing with that water temperature at St. George Island at 71 degrees, but as we have plenty of sunshine all around, the UV index is very high, so definitely make sure to reapply that sunscreen, as it will take under 10 minutes for you to sunburn. Now for your dog walking forecast, going to sitting pretty nice in the morning time at 61 degrees, but warming up to 76, so you're probably going to be pretty sweaty as you get into your afternoon and evening walk. Now for tomorrow, warming up for the whole Big Bend areas, Monticello at 80, 79 into Quincy, and 78 into Tallahassee, and then a little bit cooler off the coast as they're getting that Gulf breeze. Now for your week ahead, going to be sitting in that warm pattern for the week, and then fighting some scattered showers and storms onto Sunday and Monday, so your umbrella will be your best bet for that time, and then continuing to stay in that warm pattern of those high 70s for the rest of the work week, and bringing back our rain chances up just slightly onto Friday. If you're going out to spring break, make sure to stay safe as you're driving on those roads. But for now, I'm going to send things over to Michael with our southeast.
Yeah, thanks, Sarah. And we're going to take a look at it. Based on where you are, it's kind of a little unsettled in terms of the southeast. You can see up towards the Tennessee River Valley and into the Carolinas, much cooler, and it's been very rainy throughout the day as we had this frontal boundary not moving that much across the Carolinas and Tennessee. But south of that boundary, much warmer compared to earlier this week, and it's feeling more spring-like. Really nice conditions with 73 in Montgomery under cloudy skies, and then 73 in Orlando under mostly cloudy skies, and a lot of warm spots in Texas, especially in central and southern Texas, with 79 in San Antonio and 77 in Brownsville. Dew points are also relatively higher compared to earlier in the week, as the winds have been shifting, becoming southerly instead of northerly, bringing in all that moisture from the Gulf and the Atlantic. So you can notice how the dew points are into the 60s into Texas and Louisiana, and that's a big role in what we're expecting tomorrow in terms of severe weather potential, especially in the central Mississippi River Valley, and we're going to get into that in just a second. The reason why the moisture values are higher across the southeast is because of that southerly wind. High pressure has moved off the Atlantic coastline, and so that southerly wind is going to increase the moisture until a cold front moves through a majority of the southeast as we go into late Saturday into early Sunday. Now, satellite and radar shows you the stalled out frontal boundary, which has been giving just these intermittent showers and some snow up towards Virginia, but showers and some heavier pockets of rain in the Carolinas and into Tennessee. That will continue for the foreseeable future. But off towards Texas and into New Mexico, that's our next frontal system, and that's going to give the severe weather potential into the central Mississippi River Valley and into the rest of the southeast as we go into later tomorrow and into Sunday. Now, off towards central Tennessee, you can see those scattered rain showers. Pretty gloomy day out towards Nashville and Asheville, so not a very good night for some evening activities out there. But going into the next 48 hours, you see how that severe weather and that squall line due to that cold front begins to go up. And we are expecting a very high threat, not a very high threat, but a good chance of some severe weather off towards the central Mississippi River Valley. And it becomes more of a squall line as we go into your overnight Saturday and into Sunday. But by the time we get down to Tallahassee, notice how much it weakens. So we're not expecting as bad as what we expected last Sunday. So that's very good news. So your storm outlook for tomorrow shows you the enhanced risk out towards Memphis with a slight risk in Arkansas and into the Tennessee and northern Mississippi regions. And if we take a look at what's happening tomorrow, you'll notice that the conditions are going to be pretty warm ahead of that cold front and much cooler once that cold front moves through the Texas region. But for now, we're going to send it back to the desk with Dylan and Sarah to talk about the severe weather categories for tomorrow. What graphic really means.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sarah, or Michael, sorry. Well, we're going to talk about the severe thunderstorm and what the National Weather Service defines as what a severe
Yes.
thunderstorm is.
Yeah, definitely, because I mean, you see colors and you're like, what do those colors mean? Well,
Right.
for that light greenish color, that's the thunderstorm. So no severe, that light green right there you see, that's going to be no severe thunderstorms expected, but you're going to be fighting against some storms with embedded lightning and some torrential rainfall.
Yeah, so what a severe thunderstorm is defined by the National Weather Service, it has at least one of the following things. It either has a tornado, winds of speeds that are at least 58 miles per hour or greater, an inch that is 1 hail. So
Yes.
not every storm that has lightning or thunder or brings a lot of rain is considered a severe thunderstorm,
Yes.
but it is defined by those categories.
Yes, definitely. And so when we get into the marginal and slight risk, or slight and enhanced, excuse me, that's when you're going to be seeing the possibility of isolated tornadoes. I mean, that's where Tallahassee was in the slight risk in that yellow.
Right.
That's where we were last week, and we did see those isolated tornadoes.
Yeah, and you can see on the map, Memphis right there is in the enhanced risk, which means that they're in the numerous storms possible, more persistent storms and more long-lived nonetheless.
Yeah, definitely. With wind damaging, could be wind damage being in effect, hail, storms having frequent lightning in there. So definitely make sure you're weather aware of those areas if you're in those particular areas.
Yeah, and as we look into our region and what the next day into Sunday, because that was for Saturday's graphic, this is Sunday, we see that threat move eastward, but be less intense than what it originally was, dropping only down to a marginal risk.
Yeah, if you saw in that futurecast, as Michael said, you saw that squall line start to really fizzle out and lose its oomph as it got into the Tallahassee area. So good news here that we're not going to see a huge threat for severe weather, but you can't rule out the possibility of a little one isolated
No,
severe
it's especially after last weekend, it's good to keep in contact with your local meteorologist and just be aware that something could possibly go wrong at any time, just to be safe.
Yeah, as the saying goes, if you hear thunder roar, go indoors and make sure you're staying safe out there.
But right now, I'm going to take it out to the wall to look at the national look, and we can see where a lot of the warmth is, and that's due to that low pressure system that's going to bring that severe threat coming into the area. You see down into San Antonio and Dallas-Fort Worth, they're seeing temperatures back into the high 70s for them, and looking throughout much of the northern part of the country, well, they're cooler temperatures as that low pressure brings in some cool, nice, mild conditions, but still on the colder side for them. Seeing Kansas City at 40 degrees right now. As we look at the dew points, again, concentrated where that warmth is. As that dew points increase, you don't get to cool off as much, so it's a little bit warmer outside. In there, you're seeing dew points back into the 60s, nowhere in the 70s just yet, but still higher than we've seen the last couple of days. Going into the satellite and radar, you have this low pressure system bringing up those winds and the moisture, causing that moisture to be there ahead of that front, which will give it the possibility for some severe weather. But then zooming out eastward, we have this low pressure system kind of sitting over the coast by North Carolina and South Carolina, bringing in some rain and snow up there. Farther you go north, you have that mixing and a little bit more lift there, and you have some snow where you have some higher elevation. But down into the bulk of North Carolina and western North Carolina, you have rainy conditions for them. Going out westward, you do see some snow where you have that elevation as that rain rises up, cools off, condenses. You see that over into parts of Colorado and Utah. But again, this is the small system. It doesn't look too impressive right now. It just looks like some bit of rain and some showers. But again, nothing too bad now, but as it moves eastward, that's really when it's going to pick up the threat. And behind that low pressure system, you have some cold air moving in, and you have those winter storm watches and winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories. Again, with those rain conditions and the snow conditions coming into the area and that very cold air, you're going to start to see these warnings be in effect and something to take precaution if you're over in that area. But as we put the futurecast into motion, you start to see this low pressure system over in the Colorado area moved eastward and really intensify and take shape just a bit. As it starts to move eastward, you start to see this squall line, a line of storms is what a squall line is, take shape. Then you have a massive amount of snow into the Dakotas and a good mixing ratio there, or mixing line there, where you see some mixed precipitation between the rain and snow. And then you start to see the front and the low pressure system move eastward, get a little more intense, and moves through Memphis, where that severe threat is really the biggest threat. But you still see a lot of snow into parts of Wyoming as well, or Wisconsin, sorry, as well. But as we go into tonight, you can start to see the shape of the front take hold, and you see that cold air dip down just a bit into Billings and Denver, and then into Fort Worth, Dallas and San Antonio. They're seeing a bit of showers. And then tomorrow you see the warm air move over, and those threats of storms start to move eastward as well. And then as we look at the next 6 to 10 days, you see that behind that low pressure system, you're going to see a lot more cold air. There's another front coming as well. It's going to bring a lot more cold air for the central part of this country. But farther eastward, you're going to see a bit more warmer than average here in Tallahassee. We're seeing that fact for us. But again, much of the eastern seaboard, I mean, basically the entirety of the eastern seaboard is seeing warmer than average conditions. Now, Michael's going to look at specifically Albuquerque, New Mexico. Michael, what is it looking like?
Yeah, it's actually, I really enjoy we're doing Albuquerque as our metro segment this week because you get to see where the storm system is actually originating. Right now in Albuquerque, not very bad outside, 62 degrees in Albuquerque, 54 in Clines Corners, and 58 in Santa Fe, sunny skies in Santa Fe. So a pretty nice afternoon out there in Albuquerque. Dew points, of course, since we're in the west, dew points are very dry, very desert-like, honestly, and since it's higher elevation, that's another reason why your dew points are very low in this part of the country. Now the winds, this is the main story as we go into tonight and tomorrow. Behind this cold front, winds are already ramping up, 36 miles per hour in Albuquerque, 35 in Clines Corners. Now it's very interesting in terms of topography in Clines Corners because you have a little bit of a pass. Basically, the interstate goes through the mountains, so the wind is intensified because of that wind going through the mountain passes. So that's another reason why the winds are so strong here, and they're going to remain strong as we go into the overnight hours. Now, satellite and radar shows you mostly cloudy skies over Albuquerque, but just off towards your west is this frontal system, and we're going to get some very few showers and maybe some snow as we go into the later part of your evening out towards Albuquerque. And this low pressure is going to really intensify as it heads out into the center part of the country going into tomorrow. But for Albuquerque, that front moves through overnight, so about 9 o'clock Mountain Standard Time in Albuquerque with some snow in the higher elevations, rain in the valleys. But the main story behind this cold front is the wind, especially overnight Saturday and very early Saturday. By the time we get into Saturday afternoon, sunny skies and the wind should be calming down more towards the 10 to 15 mile per hour range. And the clear skies do continue going into the overnight hours of your Saturday. The winds are going to show you how these winds really do ramp up into 20 to 25 mile per hour range, but they will die down again as we go into Saturday afternoon, except for Clines Corner, just due to the topography over there. But for tomorrow's forecast, you notice how temperatures are in the 50s, so not that cool behind the front, but a very nice Saturday out towards Albuquerque. We're going to send off to Sarah back towards Florida.
Yeah, a different story here. As you saw those blues and greens, we're in those oranges and reds as we are sitting in more spring-like temperatures. It's going to be feeling a little bit hot all around the Florida areas. We have 69 into Tallahassee and then warming up to Tampa at 73. Fort Myers, the warm spot, at 78. And these warm conditions are going to continue, as well as that dew point go on the increase as we are in those high 50s and higher 40s as well. So still on that comfortable range, but it's all due to these winds bringing in that Atlantic moisture, all of that Gulf moisture. You can see these winds coming onshore, and then also the Gulf and the southerly winds coming up into Tallahassee. That's why we're a little bit on that fence on the icky sticky pattern scale out here into Florida. Now into our satellite radar, pretty much not much activity going on, just that cloud cover. As you can see, that cloud cover start to creep its way through into central Florida, and then some little sprinkles down into South Florida, but nothing too serious unless you're the Wicked Witch of the West and maybe bring that umbrella. But overall, not too bad out there. For the panhandle, though, just going to see more of those high altitude light clouds as we still have that high pressure system kind of keeping us pretty clear out there, but just creeping in that cloud cover. And then moving on into our temperatures for tonight, though, going to be sitting in those high 50s, low 50s as well, as we have Mariana at 54 degrees, Tallahassee at 48, and St. Mark's at 53. So pretty nice night. Definitely will need your jacket as you're going out on the town. Now for Central Florida, basically just that cloud cover for your evening time, more of those more heavier clouds than we are seeing here, but overall going to be a very nice night. As we move on into tonight, though, a little bit warmer, though, at 53 in Ocala and Spring Hill near my hometown at 54, and then Winter Haven at 60 degrees. Now as we move on down into South Florida, those are those sprinkles going on right down there, but overall pretty nice down there as the dew point's not too high. And tonight's forecast, though, for there is going to be, as it go down, just getting warmer as we have 70 in Miami, Jupiter in 69, dodging some little sprinkles out there, and Naples at 63. Now for the next 24 hours, going to be seeing that a little chance of some scattered showers into central Florida as I move this on pretty quickly as they pop back up as the northerly shore onto the South Florida. But overall, just going to be creeping in that cloud cover and maybe some scattered showers off into Florida. But for tomorrow, just pretty much warm pattern here as we have all those 80s here. But for now, I'm going to send things back. Oh, I'm going to go back over to the desk. I forgot. We're going to go and talk about the lovely events that we have going on here into Tallahassee. Can't wait for me to go back on there. Get a little bit, jump the gun there here, and we get seated down and we'll get going with those events.
Yeah, and we do have a lot of events going on, not only here in Tallahassee, across a lot of the country. You just saw a sneak peek of the women's basketball game, and they are at the ACC tournament in Greensboro. And this is actually tonight at 8 p.m., the ACC women's quarterfinals.
Yeah, so it's going to be pretty, I wouldn't like that. It's 44 degrees with some chance of some showers, but I mean, you're indoors, so I mean, that's a good thing.
Yeah. And it would be a good upset if we do beat NC State. Those rankings are actually based on the ACC, not the overall ranking. So NC State is in the top 10 in the AP poll, so it would be a big upset if we do win tonight.
Yeah, and I know we have basketball away too as well.
Yeah, not too far down the road in Winston-Salem at Wake Forest, the last regular season game before our ACC tournament. Well, click the button towards Wake Forest.
There it is.
Similar conditions, 44 degrees. This is tomorrow.
Yes, so definitely still going to be seeing some chance of some periods of rain here and there, but overall not too bad out there. So hopefully we'll win.
Yep, and then going across the U.S. into California, Manhattan Beach, California. That's where our FSU beach volleyball team is. They are playing Pepperdine at 2:30 Eastern, so 11:30 off towards the west, and then 5:30 Eastern for against Hawaii.
Wow, that's cool. So it'll be 57 degrees with partly sunny skies, and then warming just up to 60 at 2 p.m. But overall, a cool, nice day for beach volleyball.
Yep, it's really nice out towards California, and then back home here in Tallahassee, ACC opener against Virginia Tech. 75 degrees, first pitch at 2 p.m. Yeah,
definitely make sure to stay hydrated and always make sure to reapply that sunscreen since it is going to be a little bit warmer.
Going back to the West Coast, we play Arizona in Tempe, 66 degrees. This is at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And then last but not least, I think we have our golf forecast.
Oh yeah, FSU women's golf is in Hilton Head, beautiful part of the country. Nice conditions off there. And then finally in Orlando for the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Of course, Florida, so perfect conditions, 80 degrees, 82 on Saturday, and 86 on Sunday.
Yeah, but for now, I think we're going to send things back over to the wall with our last local around Tallahassee.
Thank you very much, Sarah. And well, it's nice and comfortable outside, just a tad bit of wind, partly cloudy skies at 69 degrees. Not too bad, not too cold, not too warm. Could have a light jacket, could have some jeans. Again, not bad conditions. And as we look through much of the region, they're seeing similar conditions. Honestly, it's kind of weird. We're the only one with clouds right now, just situated right over Tallahassee. But throughout much of the region, seeing upper 70s, warmer conditions because they're seeing more direct sunlight. And they're not seeing any clouds right now, but on the coast, just a tad cooler with the Gulf breeze, making it just a tad bit nicer out there. Dew points, though, well, this is different than we woke up this morning. The higher the dew points are, the warmer it is outside, and we've seen a little bit of increase in the dew points with the southerly winds. You see we're up to 57 degrees, so those chapped lips are going to go away because we have just a tad bit more moisture back into our area, and that's due to these southerly winds bringing in that moisture ahead of that cold front. We've switched from a northerly wind bringing dry air to now a southerly wind bringing some moist air ahead of that front. Again, in terms of clouds, not too widespread, but a few clouds are possible. If you see a speckle of green right over Tallahassee, that's just some ground cloud. There is no rain in our area for now. But zooming out to the bigger picture, well, we have this low pressure system over to the eastern part of our area, rather northeast, bringing in some rain to the Carolinas. That's moving out. And then the next thing we're looking at, this low pressure system that's going to start to swing its way eastward and bring some weather into our area that's not just clear skies and warm conditions. It's going to bring some rain possibilities into the weekend. As we go into the next 24 hours, we continue that southerly wind pattern with a few more clouds really coming into our area. But then we zoom out, we start to see the rain threat come into Sunday evening and afternoon is really when you're going to expect much of the rain. But you're going to see a cloud cover increase into tomorrow. and you see those rain showers really sitting there. And you're going to start to go after that front, that northerly wind, bringing some drier conditions for them, but still keeping the southerly wind bringing more moisture ahead of that front. Going into the storm outlook, as we've talked about many times today, we're in a level 1 marginal risk for severe weather into Sunday. So you see draping across much of the southeast. This is going to bring a possible severe storm, but very, very unlikely, but it is still possible, and you want to keep your keep watch of the keep tabs on this just in case it turns into a tornado or large size hail by the National Weather Service. But for tonight, again, another comfortable day, not getting as cold as we saw last night into the 40s, seeing 62 degrees tonight. Not bad, calm winds, and that's going to be nice, but you do have the patchy fog into the morning and late evening nonetheless. Tomorrow, a more mild day at 78 degrees, but just a bit windier. If you're playing golf like Michael, those winds might not be the best conditions for them. But again, clouds keeping it a little better in terms of sunlight, and as we look at the next couple of days ahead, only a 10% chance of rain into Saturday. But after that, we have some rain chances come back into Sunday after Daylight Saving Day, and that moves through into Monday morning, bringing warmer temperatures, but then we're going to cool off just a tad bit after that front. And then we start next front move in Thursday as we start to get back to more seasonal average after those warm and humid conditions come back. Now, Sarah and Michael, what do you got to close out the show?
I mean, that 7-day forecast, it's just warming up into more beach-like and setting us up for a pretty nice spring break if you're going out to the beach.
Yeah, next week is going to be warm, which I really enjoy the warm weather. And sneak peek into spring break. I know a lot of people are wondering about spring break. It looks like the eastern two-thirds of the nation are going to be cooler than average 2 weeks from now, and based on the 8 to 14-day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. But for this week, nice warm conditions.
Oh yeah, so Saturday, definitely if you want to go out to the res or go to the beach, definitely a good time to go, because as we get into Sunday, could possibly have to dodge a few showers and storms out there on a Sunday and a Monday.
Yeah, again, the good thing, it's not as bad as what we're expecting last week. That's
definitely
a good thing. But for all those South Georgia and North Florida communities still trying to recover from last week, it's more of a disruption in terms of picking up the pieces from the aftermath.
Yeah, definitely. And also, we want to make sure you remember to always bring your clocks forward as we get into daylight savings time. And then for the rest of the week, just staying pretty much in those high 70s.
Yeah, warm, sticky, humid type of pattern. Pretty similar to what we had the last few weeks, basically most of February.
Yeah, definitely. But as we get into Friday, though, going to have to slowly ramp up those rain chances. But we'll keep you more up to date, so definitely follow us onto Twitter.
Yep, twitter.com/FSU Weather for that URL. And we are also on Facebook with our social media updates. Just search FSU Weather in the search bar.
We also stream live on YouTube on Monday through Friday at 6 o'clock, so thanks for tuning in. And you also can watch some old shows as well on YouTube.
Yeah, and let's not forget about the Instagram for any interesting pictures around Tallahassee.
Yeah, definitely any sunset photos.
Exactly. So just be cautious about Sunday for the severe weather possibility. But for all of us here at FSU Weather, I'm student meteorologist Michael Annan.
And I'm student meteorologist Sarah Converse.